lot of times I be trying to tell myself I want to operate more in my masculine, because I feel like the more that you operate in masculine as a man, the more that you attract, the more that you gain things, right? But then at the same time, it's like feminine is necessary too. And I think, with men and women, we have to balance both. It's all about balance. I feel like masculine is calm, collect, and logical. I feel like feminine is either creative or fearful or emotional. And yeah, once again, it's just all about that balance game. Like, and I've always just had this thought or recollection of like wanting to be masculine enough, and I try to apply that in everything I do, including relationships, right? Like, I would always tell myself, like, women want a masculine man, but not necessarily toxic masculinity, just a man who knows himself, is in, sure of himself, in control, and even when he's not in control, he's able to analyze, rationalize, and apply it, change the situation. But yeah, I mean, it's a constant thing, and which goes back to trauma, right? Which goes back to psychology, which goes back to upbringing, because a lot of men have been in their feminine because that's all they know, and then the only masculine that some men know is anger, is the toxic side of masculinity, because that's all they've been exposed to. They never know how to balance it, or never knew what healthy masculinity looked like. For a lot of women too, like, you got a lot of women who are beautifully submissive but balanced at the same time and intact with their masculine as well. But then you have some women who are more masculine than feminine because that's their environment, and then you got some women who are more feminine and masculine because of their environment. It's all about environment that plays a part, but it's all about just balancing the two. And not to continue to blabber on, gang, but yeah, man, if you watch this video, it's like I always had this obsession with like becoming, right, this masculine man. But then you have the people who say, bro, just be yourself. Like, you don't have to be something you're not. You don't have to be this overly masculine guy, or just be you. Like, you are who you are. But I think we're all working on that. I think a lot of times, when you grow up, a lot of feminine guys are told to be masculine, right? You're acting like a woman. And then a lot of times women, when they're masculine, they're told you're acting like a man. And once again, it just goes back to balance, bro. And some days I feel like masculinity and femininity is on the spectrum, just like everything else. Like, I feel like you're gonna wake up some days, you're gonna have your days where you're feeling more feminine, you're feeling more emotional. You're gonna have days where you feel more masculine, right? It depends on the element. I think everybody is a certain thing, but it just depends on their element and where you are. And we're all stronger in our specific elements, right? It's when we're pushed out of the element that we're used to where we operate in a different frequency. But I don't want to go too deep. Just want to touch on masculine femininity, see what y'all thought about it. What are you? Are you more masculine or are you more feminine? It doesn't matter. And I think relationship dynamics, I'll end it on this. I feel like the relationship dynamics play a part based upon your masculine and feminine emotions and how you use your dynamic. And I think you see a lot of couples who balance that out. You have certain women who are masculine with more feminine men and vice versa, but that's okay. Whatever works, right? Love y'all. Have a good day. Stay safe. See y'all on this post. Yow!